Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. This is episode 7
What?
of Uptown Mommies NYC.
Welcome, episode 7.
Yes, I can't believe
Woo!
we've made it here, but we have.
We definitely have. So, you know what? Let's give a little kudos to
Yes.
us for episode 7. We've been super consistent. We've been, doing our thing, and we're super excited to be with you guys. We have an amazing episode for you. I feel like a lot of mommies, daddies, parents, you guys are gonna love this episode.
Yes, yes. So today's episode is Mommy on a Budget, or it can be like Parent on a Budget, because we don't only cater
Mm-hmm.
to the moms. So just
We
wanted to
cater to everyone.
disclose that out there.
Yeah.
Um, so what's been going on in your week?
Honestly, not much. Just trying to, keep it going. It's hot in New York. It feels like summer. It's starting to feel like summer. So just kind of like chilling, doing the gymnastics, doing all the activities for Asher, but nothing crazy. Like just taking it easy. We have a big vacation coming up in like 2 weeks. So just, you know what? Relaxing before the mayhem. What about you?
This week, I have been very productive. Let me turn off this. Ugh. Okay, okay, do not disturb thing. Okay.
This is what
So
happens when you're
I
recording
know
in
I'm
real time.
like I this week, what did I do this week? I Everything is always a blur in my life.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I did have um Sunday off. My husband ended up taking the kids to like one of those indoor playgrounds and
Ooh,
had a
where?
barbecue
Do
in
share.
Ridge Hill. The
Nice, okay.
the climbing one
Ooh, okay. I
n-
always
next
pass
to
it.
Whole Foods. Yes,
Yes,
I
I always
forgot what it's
pass it
called.
when I'm at Whole Foods, and I'm always like, this looks interesting. Was it fun? Did they enjoy it?
They loved it. We thought
Okay.
because we were waiting a while because Zuri now just she's about to turn 6, and I know
Oh
there's
my
like a lot of
gosh.
like it's so crazy. I know there's a lot of like height stuff, like
Mhm.
tall, like climbing. And so we were just like, maybe that's for older kids. So he ended up taking them and she did great. And
Good.
she was not afraid of anything. So that was perfect. Riley loved it because he's so used to going to little kid stuff with Zuri. And we're at
Mhm.
that age now that they don't do the same things anymore. So we have to find
Yeah.
that, you know, that
That,
meeting point, and that place was
yeah.
it. So
Awesome. I
yeah,
should
so
check it
they did
out.
that. Yeah, definitely. They did that. And then I was able to just sit on my couch and read a book for like so many hours. I could have been outside with my friends because it was nice out, but I was like, I just want to chill by myself, and I did it.
That's good. Kudos to just
Mm,
having mommy time and just decompressing and letting the hubby take the kids. And good to
yes.
know that, we have such a cool little park nearby because Ridge
Mm-hmm.
Hill is like what, like 10 minutes from us? Not even. Yeah, 10 minutes, no
Exactly.
traffic. So
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. I'm so excited for today's topic. I know we have had our little cafecito catch up, but like our topic today is mommy, daddy, parent on a budget. And it's so funny because both of us, we have, like they call it, you have champagne taste on a jugo de China budget, right?
Same.
Especially after having kids, like pre-kids, you know what? I had no budget. Like I was always out and about. I was
Mm-hmm.
going to all the expensive dinners. I was buying whatever I wanted. And then now when you become a parent, you're like, ah, responsibilities. So I'm excited to kind of figure out like how did your champagne taste go to like a jugo de China budget? Like what was the first thing that
Ooh.
changed once you became a parent?
So if you guys know my story, I when I found out I was first pregnant, I was
Mhm.
bartending. So I bartended till I was 6 months, and then I couldn't work anymore. And while I was bartending, like those months, you could even ask Francesca. Like, I was looking for a job, like a
Yes.
stable office job for such a long time, and it just didn't happen for me.
Mhm.
So I honestly, that was the first time I wasn't working and just depending on my husband. And at that time, he was not a firefighter. So he had like a regular office job as well. Um, it paid good, but not as much as like he makes now. So
Mhm.
we took a huge cut. And then when he
Um,
went into the fire department too, he actually took a bigger cut because the first couple of years you're
yeah.
at base pay.
Mhm.
So, yeah, our budget went from both of us having champagne taste and buying what we wanted, Balenciaga bags that I wanted, and to not being able to buy anything at all, to sometimes like being so broke that like I'm not ashamed to say it, I had to sign up for WIC and
Hey,
I yeah,
that's what they're
I
there for, right?
that's what they're there for, but I also saw a broken system in there as well because the food
True.
they give is not healthy.
Very true. And that's another expense we can talk about, how when you're
Yeah.
trying to have good food, like organic or grass fed or go to the farmer's market, like that's a whole different budget and taste in itself. So yeah, it's crazy how much you can spend when you're trying to eat healthy and you're trying to feed a
Mhm.
family on a healthy, budget. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah. No, so I went like somehow I went from making nothing. He went to top pay. Then I started making the most money I've ever made, and we still because we were in that position, we were able
Mhm.
to like get ahead. Like I have no credit card debt right now. I have like where I
Bless.
paid off no student loan debt. Like I'm just like yeah, it just feels good. And it feels like I don't have too much of a weight on me as I did back then
Mhm.
when I had student loan debt. I had all these credit cards because I wasn't working.
Yeah,
And so I'm gonna say we're at a better place now. There's always a need for more,
of
but it's
course.
just like you learn how to budget your money. You learn what's important because that's the other thing. You learn how to just live within your means. Because
Mhm.
when you're single and living free, you're just like, I don't care if I eat cup of noodles for like 5 weeks
Yeah.
straight, but you don't want your kids to eat that. And going back to the
Mhm.
food, you want healthy food. Healthy food costs a lot of money.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. When we go to Whole Foods to shop on a weekly basis, and mind you, we go to Whole Foods just to get like the essentials, and then we do the farmers market on the weekends, and we get like our eggs, we get like our milk and stuff like that, and our meats from the farmers market. We end up spending like a quick $500 to $600, and that's insane. That's a family of three. Like, it's insane because you're buying, like, the organic grass-fed, you're buying the no additives, like, the clean
Mm-hmm.
drinks, like, crazy how expensive it is when you're trying to be healthy
Mm-hmm.
in the United States of America, but the
Yeah.
same fruit right next to the non-organic one is, like, $5 cheaper, and then it makes you think, like, "Damn, do I really need this organic
Sometimes
grass-fed, like, meat, or am I okay with all these antibiotics?"
I
So
feel
it
like
makes you think.
yeah, it does make you think, but I also feel like see, I'm a freelancer, right? So
Mhm.
sometimes we make a lot of money, sometimes like things change, right? So
Yeah.
I have to really like think of what's important for me now. So like there are times when I can't buy the organic bananas and I'm just like, you know what? As long as I'm
Yeah.
doing it when I do have it and there's a balance and we're not eating like these, I want to say dirty quote unquote foods
Yeah.
all the time, then there's no problem, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, it's balance.
Um, yeah,
Like, I
it's all
like, if
about
I go
balance.
yeah. If you go to, like, Traders or if you go to Whole Foods or whatever it may be, and you see that they're out of a certain thing and they have, like, the other option, like, you're not gonna be like, "Ah, forget it. I'm not gonna eat this
Exactly.
today." Like, you're gonna be like, "No, you know what? Like, once in a blue is fine." I think that's another thing, like, if you having it once in a blue, you're good. But when it's, like, a everyday thing, then I feel like that's when
Yeah,
you're
you really
like,
have to
I don't
watch
want."
what you eat.
Especially nowadays, like, you never know what's in your food, and that's the scariest part you're like, "I have no idea what's in my food." So it's like you're
Y
trying to do your best and you're trying to, eat the grass-fed and the organic and the pasture raised and all of these other labels that they have just to make sure that you and your kids are,
Mhm.
are having are eating healthy or having like a good healthy life or whatever you want to call it
Yeah.
nowadays. But it's wild how expensive it is when you're just trying to eat clean.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
definitely. I it's funny because you say you don't know where your food comes from. From
Mhm.
someone that I like to eat out and
Mhm.
eat at restaurants, and
Same.
lately I've had a realization that we really don't know what we eat when we go to these restaurants because
Mhm.
they could be using like the cheapest meats, the oldest meats,
Yes.
and we have no idea because somebody else is cooking it.
That's
So let's
true.
just say we've been cooking at home more just because
Mhm.
I'm in a point of my life where I'm like, I'm disgusted by a lot of things that are out there. And I'm just like, next thing you know, we're not going to be able to eat anything. And I try not
Seriously.
to think of it, but I do
Mhm.
think of it like when I go out. Like, yes, I mean, yo me doy mi gusto. Sometimes I gotta buy Burger King. Sometimes I gotta buy McDonald's because we're like running around.
Mhm.
But like, I really try my best to just know what I'm eating, know what my kids are
Yeah.
eating. So
That's
that's one
true.
thing.
And not
Yeah.
even with, like, a lot of restaurants, like, a lot of the places that you go to, también la gente, like, their energy, like, when they're making your
Hmm.
food, if they're angry, if they hate their jobs, whatever it is, you feel that. Como a ti te cae la
Yeah.
comida, te cae mal. So that's one thing that we do, like, during the week. We have a schedule that we make up for, like, our menu because sometimes,
Hmm.
honestly, it's better to eat at home than to eat in the street because
Yeah,
you'll
definitely.
pay for food and
You
number
don't
1,
know
it
where
comes
it comes
out
from.
horrible. You don't know where it comes from. It comes out horrible, and then by the time you're done eating, you're like, "Oh, I coulda just made this myself way better using the products that I know," and, like, you know who's cooking it at the end of the day. But
Hmm.
it's so true. But again, uno se da su gusto. I love my Shake Shack. I love, going to
Exactly.
restaurants, and I love treating myself. I love having my sushi. I love having, you know, my very expensive meals. But again, like I'm also good with eating at home. Like I don't mind it. As much
Yeah.
as like before I would be like, oh no, I want to eat every day outside. But now I'm like, honestly, like I'd rather just cook Asher his pancakes, make him a little French toast, make him his eggs, and make myself
Hmm.
food and make like, make dinner and know where it's coming from than like spend like $80+ on some mediocre food. Because that's another thing. Restaurants are mad expensive. Like, can we talk about how expensive like food delivery and just
Even rice and
restaurants have
beans at the
become?
Dominican store, at the
When
Dominican
did
restaurant.
yes. When did the malecón end
It's
up charging like $50 for
for
rice and
familial.
beans?
And then the
That
beans,
yes,
the portion doesn't even
not
match.
small. It does not
Yeah,
match the rice.
but
The
yeah,
portion is like
we
this.
keep buying from them.
I know. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I have to tell them when like, if sometimes we're like, "Oh, I don't feel like cooking. Let's just go to El Malecón and grab food." I told them like, dame la salsita," because literally the size of the habichuelas are like this big. The rice is like this big, and you're like, "There's not enough,
Yeah,
beans
no.
to go with the rice." Like the ratio is mad off. And
And then now
then,
they don't include the maduros or the tostones.
like, when? When did that
And
start
then you're
happening?
paying how much for a order of
50 plus.
tostones?
Oh, those like $10. For that, just go to the
Yeah, for
supermarket and make it
plátano.
and make it. And they're better because at least they're gonna be crispy and hot and not soggy by the time it gets to you. And it's so expensive. Like, when did we start overcharging? Like, when did the Dominican spots start overcharging for food that we can make at home? So then it just
Our
makes
comfort
you
food.
exactly, and it just makes you be like, you know what? I'll just make it at home. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather save my little $60 because again, we went from 25 to 60. And a lemonade, can we talk about how much a limonada is at these spots? $6 to $7. I can go and get a whole dozen of limes and make my own little limonada at home, and that shit is probably tastes
Mhm.
better. But you know what? It is what it is. I digress. I digress. But
Yes,
that's
yes,
my
yes.
I'm like, that's my TED talk for today. How
But
upset I
how
am
was
with the Dominican
your
spots.
transition? So how was your transition from going from a champagne budget
Ugh.
to a chinola budget?
My taste, I honestly, a mí me da I've always been like the bougie one in my family. Okay, I was always the aunt, the rich auntie, the rich titi with my
Mhm.
nephew. So I was always like shelling out money. Like pre-baby, I was shelling out money. When I was like
Mhm.
single, even like when I was in past other relationships, like I was always the rich titi, like paying. Like let's go to Nickelodeon. We'll take the kids. Let's go to the resort, or let's go eat. Let's
Mhm.
go do like the arcade. And like my nephews knew like, oh, we're gonna ask Titi Franchi, Titi Hey Hey for money. And like they'll text me like, oh, can I need this? I need to do I want to do the basketball camp. And they still see it that way. And I'll be like, I got my own child. I gotta balance it
Things have
out. So
changed.
things have changed. So I went from being like the rich Titi to being like I always call myself like the rich mommy, but at the same time I'm like
Mhm.
it's expensive. Like I used to
Yeah.
go like have dinners by myself. Like I used to love going to my little Michelin spots, even though I still
Mhm.
do it once in a blue because ain't nobody spending 700, $800 on food, even though it's delicious and the quality and the service is top tier. But it's crazy. Like even,
Mhm.
from going to these really expensive places to doing these one-off trips, like we mentioned in our last episode, like just being able to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do an all inclusive. Oh, gonna go to Europe. Gonna just, buy the
Mhm.
flight." Right? So now it's like, damn, like we're a bigger family. Like Asher pays. Like my champagne, like I still have the champagne taste, but like you said, like now we're on a chinola China budget or like trying to find a happy medium where we're not like
Mhm.
just clearing out the bank just to have like
Exactly.
that dano nuestro gusto. But
And that's what I
it's
wanted to
crazy.
say too, because just because I think people get it wrong, especially people in the hood, when somebody says they're on a budget, they think the person is
Mhm.
broke. But that's not the case.
Say that
Being on a
again.
budget means
Say
that
that again. Say that
when
again.
somebody says that they're on a budget, they think the person is broke. Being on a budget means
Mhm.
that you're allocating your money. They're going in different pockets of
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
where you're setting yourself up, you're setting your family up. And then when it's
Yes.
time for you to have kids, you want them to have a better life than you. You want them to start adulthood better than you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you plan for that. And that means not buying the $2,000 bag because you rather that your child have a better future.
Mhm.
Um, that
Or not
means
the
getting out of
$2,000
debt.
bag. Yeah,
Yeah.
getting out of that, yeah.
That means like not hanging out so much, not buying bottles at the club because you want to get out of debt. That means not
Mhm.
having to buy clothes all the time or buying I wanna say, like, what is like, fast fashion, like,
Yes, yes, like buying
so
cheap
that's another
pieces.
thing exactly.
Yes.
So that's another thing, like, people, like, pa toda la vaina que ellos van, like, they wanna buy an outfit for something, and then they end up buying from Shein, they end up Forever 21, and these are clothes that you wear 2
Mm,
times and they disintegrate.
yes,
They're bad
yes.
for the
Mhm.
environment, and also, like, yeah, like, you're just, like, spending your wasting your money, like, if you buy a pair of $150 Madewell jeans,
Mhm.
you would get to wear them for years to come, if your size doesn't change, but I feel like that's where I invest my money, like, to quality items.
Mhm.
I was thinking the other day, like, I went to Dollar Tree and I bought, like, these, wasn't the other day, but a couple of months back. I bought these containers so that I can organize my kids' Legos.
Mhm.
And I was gonna go to a container store, but that's when you think to yourself, you're like, why am I
Yeah.
gonna pay $100 on a piece of plastic?
Mhm.
And, you know, when I can pay $1.25 for the same piece of plastic. So you have to pick and choose what you want depending on the lifestyle you want to live and your
Mhm.
values. That's the most important thing, the values.
Yeah.
And yeah, one thing I do want to get into is like, how if you ever found yourself broke, right?
Mhm.
How did you get out of it?
Honestly, let me knock on this wood right here. I haven't found myself broke because I have always like I said, I have always had a job, and even like when I was single, like I always had like my bank account, like I always
Mhm.
had like multiple streams, and I'm thankful and grateful that I can say that I've never been like, let's say broke, where I'm like, oh my god, I have no
Mhm.
money to eat, I have no this, I have, you know what I mean? Like, como I
Yeah.
always believe, like I have a mindset, and I've always said this, like even I say this to my parents, I say this to Manny. I'm like, I've always had a mindset like things are gonna come. El dinero viene. Like what I spend is gonna come back to me triple. And I
Mhm.
even say this to Iran. I'm like, Iran, we're gonna make money. Like, don't even worry about it. Like I be telling her, I'm like, we're making X amount of money this year. Like
Yeah.
I have this como like I've always had this como I don't want to say like positivity. Like I even
Yeah.
like for my friends, I'm like, yo, you got this. Like, don't worry about it. Lo que tuyo, not like I've
Mhm.
always had
You
in my
taught me how to
house.
do that, and that has saved my life.
I used to have like money in my because I always see like one day you're gonna be looking for money and you're like, damn, yo, like I really want to go eat, but I need this and I don't want to overspend. And then you like put on the jacket and you go on your in your pockets and you're like, oh shit,
Mhm.
I got $100. It's like the little things that you forget about. So it's just like always
Yeah.
distributing. So I've always had this mindset of like money's always gonna come to me. Like I'm a money magnet. I love money and money loves me, and I'm receiving money every single day. Thank you, universe. Like I say that to myself every morning before I
Yo,
go to
I write
sleep
that
and
down
before. Yes, yes, girl. Like say it to
every
you every
day, every
morning.
night.
Yes. But the first thing that I do, like when I wake up, like I'm stretching in bed before I get up to like work out. Like I always say, thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for giving me breath. Uno siempre le da, thank you, God, to whatever you believe in. And then I'll say like I'll say my manifestations and my meditations and I'll say like I'm a money magnet, I love money. And then I have this whole spiel that I do like in the morning and
Mhm.
I'm just like I'm deserving to receive, I am open to receive. Like therefore I'm receiving and I am attracting abundance. And you say like the things that you want. Abundance, ease,
Or I'm the
self-love,
kind of person that gets
self-worth.
paid daily.
Yes, things like that. And you just literally say that to yourself every morning and every night, and
Yep.
it kinda like your brain starts like doing it. And like I said, like Manny always says that. He was like, I don't know how you do it. Like, and I'm like, dude, I have no idea how I do it myself. He was like, yo, you take care of everything and you like, you know,
Mhm.
like because I have that
Mhm.
mentality every
Yeah.
night and have anxiety because I feel like I have a little one that's counting on me, right? Like, I feel like when you become a parent, you have your kids that are counting on you. And like, as independent women, like, as we've always been and we were
Mhm.
taught to be, I feel like we don't have the time to be like, oh my God, like, where's the money going to come from? Like, we have to be like, yo, money's coming. I'm going to take care of my child. I'm going to take care of my family. Y lo que viene, viene. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
if we have to cut out our champagne taste for a few weeks or a few months or like a year and squeeze the oranges and and make mori soñando, then we'll do that. We
Yes.
don't mind hard work. That's like the beauty of us. We don't mind hard work and we don't mind hustling. And I think that's why the universe keeps like blessing us because
Yes.
we're not afraid. Like you said, like if we have to like stop right now and like go back and bartend a few nights, we in there.
Mhm.
Let me make you that little coconut mojito, boo. Like,
Exactly.
we're gonna do it. Like, it is what it is. Like, the hustle's in us. So that's my little rant. That's my TED
That's why
talk for the
people
day.
like look at me and they're like, "What is it that you do?" I do it all. You will find me behind the bar when needed. You will find me
Behind the
anywhere,
camera
like
when needed.
behind the camera, planning a whole freaking event. What do I do? I do it all. I do it all.
Do it
Anything
all.
that brings I'm a role manager. I'm like I do it all. Whatever brings me good money. And
That's what
I've
you're doing.
been blessed to like attract these things that don't require so many hours and bring me
Amen.
a lot of money for the hours that I'm putting in. Um, and that
And it's the
allows
energy.
me, yeah, and that allows me to have the freedom during the week to do what I wish with my time.
hmm
Um,
And this is why you have all those people and those connections because you also do things, Aaron. Tú eres sana. You know what I
mhm.
mean? You know how they say that, like, you have, like, an aura to you? You're just tú eres sana. You're just
Yeah, because
doing
I
things
do
to
it out
help
of
people.
like out of my heart. Like
Exactly.
everything comes from my heart. I own what I do. Like
Mhm,
I don't like half-assing shit. You know
mhm.
what I mean? Sometimes I'm like overwhelmed and I may not put 100% into everything, but I
Yeah.
try my best and I do it from the heart. If I can't do it, I say no. And that's just the type of person I am. But if, you're listening to me and Francesca and you're just like, oh, but I try to be positive, but things just keep happening. I was there too.
Mhm.
I was there too for
We've all been
whole
there.
like,
Yeah.
I'm just coming out of that right now because for 2 years, I did not have a job. Nothing was coming. It was just like little jobs here and there. And I was like
Mhm.
stretching. Like, thank God for my husband. But had I been alone, I wouldn't have like I don't know how I would have managed. But it's
Yeah.
just like I'm used to having my own money I've been
Mhm.
working since I was 14, so it's very hard for me to, like, depend on my husband, so I've always been the one that I have to hustle for my own. At the end of the day, it's ours, but I like to help my husband out, help my partner out,
Yeah.
like,
Same.
I feel
Mhm.
like if both of us are doing it, then and it doesn't necessarily mean, again, like, I can't I know my limitations. I know I can't work outside of the home too much because there are days I'm needed at home, but I'm gonna figure out how
Mhm.
to make money from home.
Yeah, and you
So
wanna be present too. You don't wanna be like a zombie, like, where your kids are like, "Oh my god, we grew up and mommy was never there. She was always working," right? Like, you wanna have
mhm.
like that. You want your kids to be like, "Oh my god, yeah, my mom is home. She's doing it. She works, but she spends time with us," right? I'd rather have that
Yeah.
than the latter. But,
Yeah.
um,
And I feel like it also
yeah.
stemmed from, like, the environments that we put ourselves in because
Mhm.
I remember bartending when we used to bartend, so many people would look down
Oh
on
my
us.
god. Yes.
So
And
many
people used to be like,
people
"Why are you guys working here?"
yeah,
Mind
like,
you, we're
"You too
both have
smart to
degrees.
be here." Yeah.
Yes. And people used to think
I
like
have
that
a
was
Fordham University degree.
same, St.
Like,
John's University. Like people used to be like, "But you guys went to college," and we're like, "Yeah, but the economy is trash. I graduated during a recession.
we were making
Like
more money in 2 hours there than what they do in a
so
whole
much
8-hour
money."
day.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna use my communication tactics, and I'm gonna have conversations with you.
And
I'm
that's
not
how
gonna be like the
we built our
snotty
network.
bartender. Yeah, I'm not gonna be the snotty bartender. Like I'm gonna have a conversation with you. You might be like, "Oh my god, but how long are you guys in college?" We used to get,
Yeah.
"Are you guys in college? Like, what are you
Now
guys doing with your
we
lives?"
almost in our 30s.
Like, we're
We're
almost in
almost in
our
our 40s.
30s.
Yeah.
Yes, we graduated college, we've had multiple jobs, but again, bartending made us money, and we met so many people that to this day are still part of our lives, which is a blessing,
Exactly.
right? So well, let's shift gears. Let's shift gears because we went into a little rant, but it's good
Yes.
though because this is what we do. I think one of the biggest things for me is like as a mom, like nobody talks about how expensive it is to have like mom standards. Like for me, like my standard as a mom, like it's just you want to also keep yourself looking good. I mean, no, not like we're about to, I'm about to be 40. Ariana's in her 40s looking damn good. But again, like, what are the things that you cannot cut corners? Number one, your hair. You can't cut corners on your hair. Like a bad cut, a bad hair dye is gonna be more expensive, right?
And
Like
we're
your
not saying
skin.
go every week,
Exactly. No, you don't, you go whenever you feel like it. Like
but just
sometimes, like
maintain it.
yeah, like your skin. Like you like to have your facials. If you don't want to make coffee at home and you have your favorite coffee shop, if your nails, like your toes, like my stuff is my hair every few weeks, depending how I feel, because I like doing my
Mhm.
hair because it makes me feel como like, you know, nice. But my nails, like every 4 weeks, I do my nails and I do my toes and I do my eyebrows. Like that's like my
Mhm.
non-negotiator, but that's also the time where I get away from the world and have me time, like actual me time, where I can sit down and I don't have to worry about anything. Like, what are
Mhm.
your non-negotiators, like as a mom?
So I do get like haircuts every like 3, 6 months, depending.
Hmm.
Uh, nails, I'm not a fan. So I'm the total opposite. I like having cute nails, but they're press-ons because I found that I get anxiety being at the nail salon for 2
Mm,
hours.
okay. Okay,
Um,
yeah.
so because it has that effect on me, I do like getting my toes done and having a book to read. But like with
Mhm.
nails, my hands are constrained. I can't do anything. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Balance. There you go.
Exactly. So yeah, press-ons, they're $10 at Marshall's. And what else? I do like going on coffee dates with my friends. Like I
Mhm.
try to do it twice a month. Especially friends I haven't seen like in years, but we talk all the time, or months. And just I buy a lot of hair products because
See?
I don't go to a salon, so I have to make
Oh
sure
my
that
gosh.
my hair and my makeup are, I'm gonna buy high quality stuff. And sometimes it doesn't have
Mhm.
to be because it's expensive. It's just I like clean products. I like
Same.
products that are not gonna damage my hair. So
So true.
those are
Like
things
it's
I invest
yeah.
in.
Yeah, I am a fiend for hair products. So if you are any curly hair brand that you
The
want to
Zoo. I
you
wanna be a
know,
brand
that
ambassador for them.
yes, let us know because the amount of money that I spend on hair care is wild. Especially like after having a baby, like I became allergic to castor oil and
Oh,
the
man.
a lot of the products do have castor oil. So I always have to like read and make sure that they don't have castor oil or I'll get like like a straight up rash. So like
Mhm.
sometimes I have to go like super clean and they're more expensive because everything that's clean is expensive. But it's either, hey, do you want a rash or do you want to like have
Yeah.
like a good product? Hmm.
And
So
that's the same with
yeah.
me, yeah. I don't buy clean products just because I wanna be clean, like, I am sensitive to some things, like, my
Yes.
mascara costs a lot of
Yes.
money, and I've been using the same mascara for 20 something years because I'm
It's
allergic to
crazy.
everything else.
Yes, yes. So it's like the little things, right? Like the products that we
Yeah.
use. But those are the things that we refuse to be cheap on, right? Like our skincare, like our hair, depending on the coffee. Vacations, I refuse to be cheap on. That's
Yeah,
my thing.
no.
That's another thing. Like
Like, my
I'm
bed
gonna
has to be comfy, there has to be more than 2 pillows on the bed. Like, if I'm gonna have a vacation,
yes,
I'm
it's a
gonna be
vacation.
comfortable. Yes.
Yeah, vacations are called vacations for a
Mhm.
reason. Like I'm gonna be comfortable when I get there. I'm gonna be comfortable. Like we're staying at a hotel. If we were just talking about this, like we're doing a big vacation to Europe and we're doing Airbnb instead of hotels because when you're traveling with a toddler, like you want to have like separate rooms and you want to be able to have like, you know, you want them to be able to put them to sleep and then still have kind of like that time with your partner where you can decompress, have a bottle of wine or just chill out
Mhm.
and not have to be like in a dark hotel room with the baby because you're like, ah, we can't move. Like we only have one space. And a lot of these
Yeah.
hotels, like they don't have attached like like
Connecting rooms,
families
yeah.
connecting rooms and if they do they're like an arm and a leg for no reason for a 3-year-old to be by himself which I am not about. So
Yeah.
I think it's picking and choosing but vacations are like my no like like those that's like my deal breaker. Like if we're going on vacation, we're flying in a good seat, we're gonna stay
Yeah.
somewhere good, we're gonna eat delicious food. Like I'm not gonna be out here just skipping and scheming and be like, oh my god, we can't afford this or that. Like we're gonna nosotros lo vamos a dar nuestro gusto and then we'll figure it out when we get back. It is what
Yeah.
it is. But I'm not gonna like,
It's
be
so
out here in monocles like on a yacht somewhere. Tampoco así. But it's like
yeah, it's
it's you
so
have to
like,
find
you
that
just have to
medium.
plan for it, yeah. It's
Yes.
so funny because, we were just sitting with my sister for lunch, and we took a big DR trip, 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and we were like, we still don't know, because when it comes to my sister, like, we just like friends, like, we're just like, "Oh, I got it, you got it," like, nobody's keeping track of how
Yes.
much you're spending, like, we just knew we went to DR with a budget, and it was because it was a trip that it was planned for so many months, we made sure to
Mhm.
have a budget where we're just not like, "Oh, we can't eat that, we can't do that
Yeah.
today," because that's not happening on vacation. If we're gonna do it right, we're gonna do it right.
Exactly.
So, we were just talking about that. We were like, we don't know how much we spent on that vacation, and we ended up having to switch Airbnbs and live in a hotel.
Mhm.
But it was just like that's what happens. You just have to be prepared for those moments because they do happen,
Yes.
especially when you have kids. You want to be comfortable. If you show up to your Airbnb and
Oh,
it's not what you expected, you have to dish out a couple of $1,000
peace
for
out.
last minute bookings.
Mhm.
And you have to
Yep.
have that with you. So you have to be ready for those things. So
Yeah.
going on vacation with kids is not the same as going on
It's
vacation by yourself where you're just like, I'm buying
it
my
is
flight
not.
tomorrow and I have $20 in my bank
Yes.
account at Iayayo. No, with kids, like you
Exactly.
have to have literally thousands
Especially if they
as a
pay. That's
cushion.
another thing. Yes, especially as your kids, like you have like they need their own seat. Same thing with Asher. He's 3. Airlines get it together. It should be like after they're like 5 or something like that for
Mhm.
them to have their own seat because they're gonna want to sit next to you. But it's true, like they're not getting a discounted seat. Like they're getting a full seat, and you're overspending. So I think that's a good thing that you said. Like take the time, like plan your trips. Like this trip, we planned it like so many months ago, where we bought like the stuff like over 6 months ago, right? So you have to
Mhm.
actually plan. Like I never was a planner when it came to trips. Like when I used to travel by myself,
Yeah, we used to
like you
just
said,
leave.
peace out. Like we're gonna stay
Get
here.
booked the
Oh,
hotel same
book the
day.
hotel. Like no worries in the world. Like we get there early. Like it was wild. Like you just book things on a whim. "Oh, I feel this type of way today, so,
Mhm. Yeah, I feel
let's go
depressed.
here." Yeah, I feel depressed. Let me go here. Like, you can't do that when you have a
Mhm.
family, even, like, a big family. So, again, like, take the time and actually, like,
Yes.
plan it out so you can, like, take the time to look at flights, at hotels, and see when things are a little bit more cheaper than other days or other months. But yeah, I think another thing that I don't know if I refuse to be cheap on, it's like kids' birthday parties. Like Asher never has had like a real birthday party. Like we cut him a cake every year, but it's like usually like us entre familia
Mhm.
because we always do a trip because we feel like he'll enjoy that more than spending X amount of money like on this like on a whole and have like all this stuff. Like when he gets older then maybe, but right now it's like we're gonna I'm gonna overspend, like, on his birthdays. Like, first birthday, we did I think it was, DR, like, an all-inclusive.
Mhm.
Second birthday, we did Disneyland Paris because I feel like that was perfect. Like, he has such a good time even though it was his second birthday,
Mhm.
but again, it was like a dual vacation where it was, like, for us, and then it was for him.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's an
so it's like
experience at the end of the day.
it's an experience for him. It was an experience for us, like seeing him interact with all the characters and being so happy. And then we got to go to Paris and just enjoy ourselves.
Mhm.
Like, so it was, it was like one of those trips. But yeah, no, I think I don't know. I'm not a big lavish throw your kid birthday party type of girl.
Yeah, my headphones just died, so there
No
might be
worries.
okay. So,
This is what we do.
just lowering the volume a little. Yeah, like I am with you on that when it comes to birthday parties. We do birthday parties in the park. We have 2 kids that their birthdays are in the summer, and
Hmm.
I buy pizza, I buy gift bags, and the
That's
playground
it.
is where they're gonna run around and have fun, and the parents just chill and talk,
Mhm.
and we're there 2 hours and we go.
Yeah,
Um,
easy peasy.
I learned from my baby shower, like, spending so much money, and it was hot. I didn't eat, I didn't dance, I was
Hmm.
grateful for everybody that was there, but I felt like the money and my experience did not equate, and I just rather first things like that, just keep it
Hmm.
simple.
True.
And it's
Yeah.
funny because I love events, I love weddings, but they're just not for me. I like different kinds of experiences.
Yeah. Same. All right. Well,
And
things
again,
we
it's
should.
like what
Oh,
you
go ahead.
value.
Yeah, value and your values change, especially as you when you become a parent. Like the things that we value pre-baby are not the same things that we value now, right? They may be maybe the same things, but others like we add because of the experiences and like the things that we hold dear now. Because we're not. It's not about us anymore. Now it's we have our
Yeah.
like the little ones to to watch over. But I do have a question for you though. Things we should spend on but don't.
Things we should spend
Mm.
on but don't.
Mm.
I hmm, I don't know. Things I should spend on but don't. I feel like something I should spend on more is childcare, but
Mm,
I just don't because I also feel like I'm home. And
yeah.
so, like,
You're like, "Oh, well,
so why?
I'm
You
here."
know,
Yeah.
like daycare was a no for me because I had one experience and I was just like, I'm not paying for daycare and
Mhm.
I'm just gonna stay home. And it worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, when you're talking about daycare spots, like, I don't know, everybody has their own experience. Like, the horror stories that I hear and that we see, especially because we get hit so much on, like, social media, um, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
And for
good.
some it works. Some people have no choice. I get that.
Yeah,
Like
I hear
my
you.
nephew, he's in a wonderful daycare and he's been there since he was like 3 months old.
Mhm.
And they love him. I go pick him up and he's like super happy to be there. But
And that's
my
good.
experience with my son, I was like, I couldn't after that. I was like, no. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. I think another thing that people probably don't spend money that they should, maybe, like, honestly, is probably therapy. I feel like sometimes we are so quick to spend like $200 on a facial or on our hair or like on an outfit. And then when it comes to like therapy, we're like, I don't know, that's expensive. That's expensive, even though now, like, I restarted my therapy again, but it's true though, like, I used to double think like, I used to definitely, like, check myself, like, "Damn, do I really wanna spend $125 for a session?" You know, but then you're really quick to spend that, like, on an appetizer and, like, a meal somewhere,
Mhm.
when it's not needed, so I think those are the little things that we should
I
spend
agree
money
with
on,
that because it took
but
me a
sometimes
long
don't.
time.
Mhm.
Yeah. It took me a long time to find, like, not to find a therapist, but to actually get to therapy because I was like, how am I gonna afford this every week? But
Yeah.
there are also ways around it, like sliding scale. Like you just have to find a a a clinic that works for you, that
Yeah,
works with you, I should say. So,
true.
like, there's so many resources now.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about, like, the day and age that we're living in. There's so many resources, like, if you have a job,
Mhm.
your job sometimes pays for it, it just depends, honestly.
Yeah.
Another let's see, another hot take, another controversial one is, like, the mom tax nobody warns us about, like, how expensive kids are. I don't think I was fully like, I was prepared for how expensive, like, a child would be, but I don't think it like, I grasp the concept, especially the type of world that I wanna, like, raise him in. I'll be like, "Damn, gymnastics is expensive. Swimming class is expensive." Like,
Tennis.
having him yes, having tennis, having him eat the good chips, the good snacks is expensive. Like, I don't think and, like, the vacations, the outings, like, I don't think people really realize how expensive having a kid is. I think that was, like, the one thing that I feel like people used to say, but now I'm like, "Oh my god," like, diapers, wipes, thank God, like, he's potty trained. But Lord, like, everything is so expensive when it comes or, like, when it revolves around kids, like, school supplies, like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, like, it's
Like,
so wild.
I it's crazy, but being in my little slow, I like to call them slow seasons because the money isn't coming in as much, so
Mhm,
I have to pivot sometimes, right?
mhm.
So I have found solutions to these things and I want to share them because I also don't
Yes.
want parents thinking that they can't take their kids places because it's too expensive. If you
Sure.
live in New York City
Mhm.
and if your school is part of the Cool Culture Club, that
What's the
card
Cool
for a
Culture
whole
Club?
year, they give you like this card, like they had it at my sons and daughters preschool. They give you this
Mhm.
card for a whole year. You're able to go to all museums for free. All Bronx,
What?
like the is the Bronx Zoo included? I don't think the Bronx Zoo is included, but Botanical Garden, the Bronx Zoo is actually included because the aquarium is included. Like all these
Nice.
places for free. And then I learned that if you live in Westchester and you have a library card, libraries have free tickets to these places, even to like museums in Westchester, in just New York State in general. And you
That's good.
basically like, yeah, they lend it to you so that you can go to these places for free. So there are many options. Also, like I know that place Cloudbound in New Rochelle, which is really cool. If you
Mm.
haven't been there.
No, I have
And
not.
that's a shameless plug. It is not an ad, but it's an indoor play place. And it's kind of like the ones in the city, the cool ones. Westchester doesn't have anything like it. Like that one is
Mhm.
beautiful. For your first time, you pay $10 as opposed to I think it's like 30 or 40, but you pay $10 for your first time. And they
I'm gonna
have
check them
membership
out.
prices. And membership prices for things like the Bronx Zoo, like all these museums, they save you a lot of money. If you constantly go there, like the American History Museum, what kid doesn't like going to the American History Museum?
Mhm.
And just
Yeah, we
like
have the membership.
purchasing that membership helps a
Yes.
lot.
You spend way less. Like, we have a membership to the Bronx Zoo, and then we have a membership for the Botanical Gardens, and we've renewed it for the last, like, 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's, like, our place. Whenever it's nice outside, we just take Asher. He loves the
Mm-hmm.
animals, he loves to
Because they never
run
get tired
around.
of it.
Yeah, he loves to run around the Botanical Gardens and look at the flowers and the trees, so we bring snacks, and it's chill. again, we've been doing this for the last 3 years, and it's, like, depending on what your child likes, like, I definitely wanna try out that cloud place. Um, that's gonna be on
He's
my
gonna
list,
love
but,
it.
yeah, so I'm glad that you're sharing all these little, like, tidbits with our audience about, like, what you can do, you know what I mean, like, on a chinola budget.
Even
Um,
Wednesdays, the botanical garden and the
and the
Bronx
Bronx Zoo
Zoo
is
are free.
free.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
see as many animals, but it's nice to just go take a walk and
Yes.
just enjoy the day.
Okay,
Yeah.
what other, like, hacks, like, mommy hacks do you have?
Um, mommy hack. I know this is controversial, but I like shopping at like Target because um the reason I went back to shopping there is because, like, they legit like, they have baby sales where they like, you spend $50 or something, and they give you
Mhm.
$20 back, or, like, you
Yes.
get gift cards back, and it does make a difference for you rack
Mhm.
up those gift cards. There was a year
That's
that I was
true.
just, like, shopping for home, shopping for the kids, and I racked up so many gift cards by December. That's how I did my Christmas shopping.
Hey, whatever works for you. Like, I get it. Sometimes things get a little political, but hey, if that helps you get your kids their Christmas presents, who are we to judge you? Like, it is what it is at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Hey, we're not here to judge. Do what you
Yeah,
got to
like,
do.
you have to do what you have to do at the end of the day. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if people I understand, like, boycotting makes a difference, or does it? But at the end of the day, it's your pockets, and you need to decide what works for you in order for
And
you
your
to stay
family, yeah.
sane, your family to stay afloat, because we're gonna keep it real. We're talking about, like, money coming in, but it's the economy is
Money
bad,
comes
and
out.
there's a lot of
The
people, they don't have food to eat right now. The
yes.
line to the food pantry is always I have one across the street from me, and it's sad to wake up every Saturday morning and see how long that line gets. From the past 6
Mhm.
years that I've been living here, I it wraps around the corners. Like, it's
Yeah.
so bad. So, it's just,
Yeah.
like, finding ways, like, to see what works with your family.
Mhm.
If it's going to the carniceria to get a whole chicken
Do it.
instead of going to a supermarket, do that. Like, it comes out cheaper, or just like
Mhm.
meal planning. I know I'm terrible at that, but I've
Same.
noticed, like, if I'm gonna buy a whole pollo, I'm not gonna go buy it at whatever supermarket is that's price gouging. I'm gonna find
Mhm.
where the best prices are, and sometimes you have to go to multiple supermarkets in order to get
Mhm.
the good prices, like,
Yeah. No, I hear you. I feel like meal prepping I'm horrible at, so this is why we do like a weekly like menu like for the house, and we have a whiteboard and we write it down, and at least with the weekly menu, we know exactly what we're going to shop for. So we're not like buying everything and everything at the supermarket or at the farmers market or wherever we go. Like we make sure to like write it down and be like, "Oh, today we're going to have fajitas.
Mhm.
Tomorrow we're going to have X, Y, and Z." So we know like we're gonna stick to a budget, or like we're gonna stick to, like a certain meal, and we're not just gonna like pivot to something else, right? Because that's when you're like, oh
Mhm.
damn, I kind of want pizza today. And you're like, oh well, it's okay. We just did a whole $400 compra, but let's go spend $30 on a pie,
Exactly.
right? So it's just like it kind of keeps us in check. Like, oh, we want to eat good, but we have our menu. So I think,
Oh, you know what's
uh,
another hack real
yeah.
quick? Whole
Which
Foods
one?
has these food trays.
Oh, I seen that. I've seen that like on Instagram.
Yeah,
Like,
so, like,
yeah.
mashed potatoes, like, green beans, like, they have different ones, with, like, breaded
Mhm.
chicken, and they're, like, $26 and does feed a family of 4.
Look at that. Mom hacks. Mommy hacks. All
Yeah.
right. What's next? What's next?
Oh, Mami Confession.
Ooh, another mommy confession. Okay, tell
So,
us, tell us.
this is our second one, and
Mhm.
we wanna thank this person for sending us this Mami Confession, and we encourage you to send us any confessions you may have. Of course,
Mhm.
we keep it anonymous. And
DM us or
here,
email
yes,
us.
and here we go. So, okay, so my confession is that every month I tell my husband I have a work dinner. There is no work dinner. I get dressed up, I go to a restaurant by myself, I sit at a bar, I order whatever I want, I eat slowly, I have a glass of wine, and I do not share one single thing off my plate. No cutting
Mm.
anyone's food, no wiping anyone's face, no mommy, I don't like this from across the table. Just me, my food, and the silence. It cost me like $60, which honestly feels insane, but also feels like the cheapest therapy I have ever found. My husband still doesn't know. My kids think I'm very important at work. I regret nothing.
I don't regret nothing for you, girl.
Yeah,
Cheers.
like
Kudos to
you gotta do
you
what you gotta do.
for doing that and having the, to actually keep keep that going. Like
Having
if
your
that's what you have to
time.
do, yeah, if that's how you have to do and be like, "Hey, mommy has a meeting, mommy has a happy hour, daddy has a happy hour," and you just kind of want
Mhm.
to have your alone time and decompress, kudos to you. I love this mommy confession.
Yeah. Or if you're one that doesn't feel comfortable like telling your husband or your partner that you're
Mhm.
I'm like that because I'm always like, what if something happens and they don't know where I'm at? Like, just tell them I want
Tell
a
them.
day to myself
Mhm.
a month.
I did that last week.
And yeah, like just communicate
Mhm.
it. No
Yeah.
arguing, just talk and have him have a date for himself
Yeah.
because it has
That's
to
one
be.
thing. No, I was gonna say that's one thing
Mhm.
that we are kind of like doing, especially with my mom and my parents not being here. They're in DR. And my mom usually like when we want date night, she watches Asher, and we don't have that now, right? We haven't had that for a little bit. But I needed a break last week, and I told him I was like, I need to go and just have sushi. He doesn't eat like seafood, so I was like, I want to go sit down and have sushi for myself and just decompress. Like I just need like an hour or two, and he was just like, go. He was
Mhm.
like, do what you wanna do. He's like, "Go eat, go hang out." Like, I don't he's like, "I
Yeah.
don't care." Like, I'm putting him to sleep and then I told him the same thing. I'm like, "Hey, if there's a week that you need the time," like, again, he's retired. He's, like, usually with Asher a majority of the time. Now that I'm taking my sabbatical, like, I'm in the house more, but
Yeah.
I told him, I'm like, "Hey, if you need the time and you need to hang out with your boys or you wanna go to the bar and have a drink, go." Like, I feel like we need to take that time, especially because we're with him so much, and it's exhausting, it's overwhelming. Toddlers have their tantrums, they have their moody behavior, and sometimes you're just like, "Oh my god, para no darte un golpe." Like, I need to step back and I need to like
Yeah.
relax. So I think we're definitely working on doing that where it's like weekly, like it's his week and then the next time is my week. So we're working on kind of creating like a calendar for us to kind of have like our
Yeah.
alone time until we have someone who can watch Asher, like or my parents come back from DR and we have the time to have like our date nights again.
Yeah, I think it's super important to like communicate that with your partner. I
Mhm.
was communicating that with Chris because like the past couple of weeks I've been going out more, but then I noticed he's been going out less because I've been going out more. And I told
Mhm.
him like, just let me know, like if you need some time with your friends,
Mhm.
um, just like so that you guys see each other because without that, you guys become resentful. And then you'll
Ooh.
end up like our last mommy confession where you're feeling like you're just roommates,
Yeah. Yeah, you have to communicate with your partner at the end of the day. Like, I know it's easier said than done, and I think being in therapy has definitely helped me be more of a better communicator because I'm so used to tragándome everything and being like, I got it. Like, I don't need any
Yeah,
help.
and just
I
taking
don't need to
action,
say
yeah.
anything. And then you become resentful and you're like, oh, like, why am I doing this all by myself? Like, why is it all on me? Then you become resentful, and this is when the arguments stop. And then this is when, the miscommunication and everything
Exactly.
happens. So, like, trying to be more communicative with your partner can definitely be helpful. Again, this is just our opinions. We're not doctors or anything, but this is
Yes.
like what we go through in our daily lives. So, yeah.
So la
Oh, that was a
lección
good
de hoy
episode. Yes, la
is
lección.
budget is not a bad word. It's just a plan that lets you say yes to things that actually matter.
Oh, I
And
like
that's
that
something we
one.
said in the beginning, but in other words.
Yeah, I
So
like
just
that
take
one.
that with you and just think about that.
Yes. And again, we're uptown girl. See you guys.
Yes, this episode went
Mhm.
overboard, but I think you're gonna enjoy it. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on my end. And even on the social media, like everybody's just
Mhm.
loving us, following us,
Yes.
subscribing. It's crazy. It is crazy. You guys missed us, and we can tell. So we're not
Mhm.
going anywhere. So stay tuned to the next episode. See you later.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.